Hello and welcome to this Actor Thomas book review. This is a new series for me and I hope that you will enjoy. The first book that we're actually going to review is Ian Fleming's 007 James Bond Casino Royale. Now this book was first published in April 1953, early April I think. And it, of course, is the very first adventure that the world sees MI6's secret agent, James Bond. So, the plot is this. M has assigned 007 to spy and work out if he's really working for Smash a gentleman called Chiffre, who everyone believes him to be a person that is bankrolling the secret organisation of Smash, and he is needing some funds because he has been ciphering money from Smash for years, and he needs to replenish their bank of money. So MI6 have discovered that the chief is going to go to play baccarat, high stakes baccarat, in the fictional French town of Royale, and M sends 007 to play him and beat him and basically bankrupt this section of Smash. Now, Bond arrives a couple of days early just to get his hand in to playing baccarat, and he once he's got his eye in, kind of winning a lot, losing a bit, you know, he feels pretty confident. To which then he receives word from M and MI6 that he is going to have an assistant from MI6 travelling to meet him, and he's waiting in his hotel room, and he gets a knock on his door, and it is his old friend Matisse, who he's worked with a number of times over the years between the Second World War and the present day. And he's pretending to be a long-distance radio salesman who is going to sell Bond a radio set. And with this, it becomes clear that Bond is being spied on by the people who are staying in the hotel room above Bond, and they have planted a recording or a listening device in Bond's room. So Matisse neutralises this by using the radio that he was going to pretend to sell to Bond. It's at this point where they arrange to meet, and Matisse introduced Bond into his assistant, who works in another section of MI6. So, that evening, Bond meets Matisse and a very pretty lady called Vesper Lynn, who Bond doesn't know much about, but according to her, she knows everything about him, because the 00 section in the Secret Service is a very interesting and fascinating group of employees, and everyone wishes to get to know them better. And but of course, James Bond and Vesper Lynn both find each other incredibly attractive, and from the moment they meet, they are attracted to each other. But there is a bit of nervousness about it, and Bond has it in his head that he can't do anything with Vesper until the job is done. So, also, Bond meets CIA agent Felix Leiter, who is also involved in the investigation into Le Chiffre. And they, the four of them, over the space of a couple of days, work together to unhinge and finally make Le Chiffre lose at Baccarat. But of course, over the next couple of days, Le Chiffre has employed people to attempt to kill Bond by having exploding packages that will blow up and kill him. But unfortunately, the people that do it make a mistake and kill themselves without actually harming Bond. Once Le Chiffre has been beaten and basically has no chance of getting any money for Smash, he kidnaps Vesper and Bond and tortures Bond, and makes it very clear that if Bond doesn't give Le Chiffre any of the money, he will kill them both. Before this can happen, Smash finds Le Chiffre and where he's holding Bond and Vesper, and kills Le Chiffre. After a couple of days in hospital recuperating after being tortured, Vesper and Bond go to a nearby village very near Royale and book into a very lovely little village, B&B, where they can stay, and they fall in love, and they from the very beginning, of course, they wanted to sleep with one another, so they do, and this is where you sort of discover that Vesper is keeping a very dark secret from Bond, and Bond attempts over the next couple of days to find out what this secret may be. And after a gentleman comes with an eye patch, Vesper believes that her life is very much in danger, and she kills herself. It's at this point where we discover through a letter from Vesper that she's left to Bond, saying that she is a double agent for the Russians. She was picked up and turned just after the war when her Polish airman of a boyfriend was captured and held hostage by the Russians, and of course he's still being held with them to this day. And if she didn't spy on the British and on Bond, her boyfriend would have been killed, and then she would have been killed soon afterwards. Unfortunately, Vesper believed that it was too late, and that she'd not stopped loving her Polish boyfriend, but she had fallen deeply even more in love with Bond than she ever was with him, and she could not go on with lying to Bond anymore. And so that is the end of the story. I hope you've enjoyed this, and I shall see you next time. Goodbye.